Hello everybody, this is Ghost Hunter 385. I'm back with more Kirby, another topic and commentary for everybody. Welcome to Wondaria, or Wondara. Sometimes it makes me wonder about those Japanese mistranslations, like with Goku's speech on the planet Namek just before he went Super Saiyan after Krillin died. Something along those lines. I need to go rewatch DBZ. I really need to. But I digress. Let's talk about today's topic, which is sugar. Now, I can already hear people screaming, "Oh, Ghost Hunter, you're really talking about sugar? We all heard this. Sugar's bad for you. It's gonna kill you. It's gonna do this. It's gonna do that. It's gonna give you diabetes. It's gonna do this, do that, blah, 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 blah." We're sick of hearing it. And guess what? We don't care. Well, we as people need to care, especially in the United States, about how much sugar is in our food. But let's also remember what sugars plural here, was originally used for when humans used it. Oh, what? Candy making? No. Candy making came later after certain discoveries had been made. No. Let's talk about here what sugar was originally used for, aka cooking. Now, I gotta hear some people say, "What do you mean you use sugar in cooking? That's not what it's used for." Actually, yes, it is. Now, I gotta sit here, people saying, "Oh, Ghost Hunter 385, you're crazy. Like, you jumped off the loony bin now." No, I haven't jumped off the loony bin. It's just pick up any recipe that you think about modifying or you've ever seen. You mostly see sugar in baking and other desserts. That's true, yes. But the fundamental issue here is that sugar has actually been used in cooking. If you don't believe me, look at, I think it's either Taiwanese or it's either Thai food or some other, I forget the name, or I think it's actually Malaysian food. In certain foods, they use palm sugar. Why? Now you have to sit and say, what do you mean they use palm sugar? They use palm sugar to make certain foods. Now you have to sit here and ask yourself a question. Why would they use sugar? Because sugar's original purpose in cooking is flavor. Huh? What do you mean, Ghost Hunter? Sugar is sweet. How does it enhance flavor? Simple. Like enhances like, just like salt and fat. Now, I can already see people say, salt and fat? Oh no, why are you talking about that? That's not part of this. Well, sugar, fat, and salt, here, let me correct myself, all play a part in the flavoring of food. I mean, has anyone here ever drank tea that's just straight tea? How it just tastes like water with some a herbal extract in it, if you will. Because that's basically what non-sweetened tea is. You're going for the flavor of the herbs used to make the tea, basically. And if you can drink it like that, kudos to you, because that's one heck of an acquired taste. Because even I've tried that, and again, I'm just like, ugh. I have to add enough sugar in it to make it just sweet enough to where I can drink it. Trust me, it's not fun, but I've done it. And I can't do it. But I digress. What is sugar, salt, and fat in cooking? It's flavor. And I know I just said this, but I'm reiterating this again. It is for flavor. Have you ever... think about this for a second. Any of you home bakers out there or people who know how to bake, why would you add salt to cake recipes? Because guess what? Flavor. It adds a certain amount of flavor. Like sweet, savory, or salty and savory. That's what the primary purpose of these things is for. And their primary intention is flavor. You know, do you understand, folks? Now, we're going to sit here and talk about for just a quick minute what the point of all this is. The point of all this is that take a guess about what happens when you take, oh, I don't know, fat out of the equation here. What happens? Food doesn't taste as good. And because it doesn't taste as good, guess what? You don't want to eat that food, right? So when they went through the whole fat makes you fat, which it can, and it can give you heart disease and stuffed arteries, but so can smoking and other things cause plaque buildup in your arteries. Yes. But here's the thing. You have to understand that it's basically about moderation here. Now, when I say moderation, I don't mean like alcohol or anything like that. No, I'm talking about moderation of what you eat and what you ingest. Oh, Ghost Hunter, spare us the lecture. I'm not lecturing. I'm talking about how this may not have been or been intentional. I don't know. I've heard both sides of this argument, where it was intentional and where it wasn't. But the point here is that what happens when you take fat, salt, and sugar out of specific things? It tastes differently. Now, if you want to make up for certain things, what would you do? Oh, I don't know. If you take the fat out of a cake, what do you do to make it taste better, make it taste sweeter? You dump more sugar in it. Or if you take, the fat out of what? If you take the fats that come with most foods, interesting idea. If you take the most fats out of foods, and what do you do to make that taste differently? You either add salt or sugar in larger amounts, so that way it tastes the same. Now, I can already sit here and hearing some people say, oh, fat makes you fat. Thank you, Adam Conover, by the way. But no, fat doesn't make you fat. It can give you problems, but guess what? So does salts and sugars. So, here's the truth. Here's my truth, to be more precise here. You need all three in moderation, not just huge amounts of one or huge amounts of the other. Straightforward here. Now, just as an example of just how unhealthy it is, I grabbed a box of granola bars out of my kitchen pantry. There were 5 different types of sugar, 2 of them being table sugar, the other 2 being corn syrup, and I believe honey, basically. So now that we've got that out of the way, now look, I'm not fat shaming anybody, because guess what? This is nothing to do about body positivity or body shame. This is basically addiction. What do you mean? Sugar's not addictive. Oh, yes it can. Yeah, and you really want to know the really sick, twisted truth to that is that it gets you addicted by the same way that other drugs do, by the dopamine hits. You eat more sugar, the more dopamine you get. Your body likes it. So guess what? Your body starts craving it. Same thing with tobacco and other drugs. It's the same principle. It's giving you those same dopamine hits. Now, we can sit here and say all this, but is it going to change anything? Probably not. But the only thing we can do is be aware of it. So that way, guess what? We try to be more conscientious about it. Simple. Now, I can already sit here, people saying, oh, Ghost Hunter, you're just being a grifter. I'm not grifting. As someone who struggles with just trying to keep certain amounts of sugar down, I understand here, folks. It's, admitting that you have addictions to things is never easy, and you never like it. But it's the truth. When you're addicted to something, you want it, you need it, you crave it, and it's hard to beat. Now, we go to the next question here. If this is true, then why don't we just get rid of sugar out of our diet? Well, that's a nice thought, but not exactly how it works. So, it's just moderation. You need certain things in certain amounts. You need salt in your diet because guess what? You still need electrolytes for your body to function. excuse me, you need, sorry folks, just a little bit of a brain, whoosh whoosh there for a minute. You need the electrolytes for your body to function normally. Now, I can hear people say, oh, you don't need sugar to function normally. No, but you do need it for certain gut bacteria to thrive and eat. But, there's sugars in most foods, so they're already going to be happy. So, now we ask this question. Is sugar fuel or poison? And this really sad truth here is that that in this case, sugar is both. If it's too much, it's poison. If it's too little, you don't get that quick energy boost for certain situations. It's terrible. It sucks, and you're just like, oh. But I digress. The point is that moderation. We need different amounts of sugar in foods. Now, I could already say, people say, well, why aren't companies doing this? Because guess what? They don't have the incentive to do it. Why? Because if you're addicted to sugar and you want to buy all those sugary products, guess what they did? Money, 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 money. Greed, basically. But in any case, like, subscribe, and I will see everybody in the next video.